Hey guys, so for this video, I'll be making kind of more of an update on my channel and on my life and my view on a lot of things. So if you want to stick around, it'll be a lot of rambling because I'm just in my computer. I really don't have an album I can, show and, talk as I ramble. But I haven't uploaded on the channel for a while, so I just wanted to apologize first for that, which I've been very busy this year, but I'll get into that later on. Those who know me a little bit more and follow me on Twitter um, know a little bit of what I've been up to this year. So, a lot of good um, and sad things happened so far. But definitely a year that I will remember for the rest of my life. So I'll get to that, throughout this video. So it'll be like all over the place because I don't have necessarily like a script or a list of what I want to talk about. Um, but I also want to talk and discuss what my current journey with K-pop is like right now. Um, and so, as far as things I bought this year, I really haven't bought anything. Um, there's been a few releases that I've been um, really enjoying, um, but I don't have any kind of specific ones that I've gotten to buy. Um, which is um, good and bad at the same time because I'm one of those people that likes to commit to things, meaning that, if I start collecting a group, I don't like um, just suddenly stopping collecting. And it's one of the most difficult things that I've had to do so far this year. But I know that I had to make certain choices to do other things. So I have not bought in basically, well, I have not bought anything that's new this year. As far as I know, I don't think I bought anything. Um, I got a few older albums that I did not get to do an unboxing for. I might do an unboxing for them um, just to keep track of my collection in terms of on my end, but also kind of guess updating you guys as well. Um, the only album that comes to my head, or that comes to mind that I got was Twice's repackage of their Yes or Yes album. Um, and I got that like early this year. But aside from that, I haven't gotten anything that I remember. I would have to look back on my 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 accounts for places where I buy K-pop, but I really haven't gotten anything new. Which is why obviously I haven't been uploading. So if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that usually whenever I get anything, I unbox it, and then sometimes or most of the time I did monthly collection videos where I basically summarized everything that I got and talked about what I liked or about that album just very briefly. But since I haven't gotten anything so far this year, I really have nothing to upload um, in terms of that. But one of the main reasons why I really haven't gotten anything is because it connects to what I've been doing this year. I got the chance to go around the world, basically since May until up to mid August. I got to go um, basically to four continents. Well, North America. Well, I live in the States for those who don't know, but I got to go to South America as well. Then I got to go to Asia for a month. Then I went to Europe for I went to Europe for no, 1 month and a half. So, and then I just recently got back to the States. Very um, happy that I got to do that because it was one of my dreams. So, obviously, I had limitations when it came to financial things. So, I've spent a lot of money on K-pop. If you've seen my collection videos, um, and individual collection videos, and even when I had my overall collection, just add up the prices for that, and it's a lot of money, which I don't regret spending, but I wish I was a little bit smarter with my spending. Um, I've invested thousands of dollars into my collection, and I wish I could have saved more. But at the same time, when I look back on buying all these albums, I don't have any regret because of the memories that they bring to me. Um, each for the majority, each album that I've got has a specific memory in my life, especially the albums that are released around 2009, 2013, um, which were the years I really, really was invested into K-pop, um, and so on. Like, I would say, even up to like 20 2016, up to 2016. I've been listening to K-pop for over 10 years, and it's a big part of my life. It's the thing I grew up listening to. It's my childhood. So whenever I look at a lot of these albums, it takes me back in time to when I first listened to it, or when I would listen to it all the time, when I would listen to these songs when I was in the bus, when I was going to school, when I was in my room, when I was studying, especially in big moments or in my life where I felt very anxious about things. I even remember when, um, just as an example of, how much of an impact I guess music is for my life. Um, I vividly remember when I first started my college semester, G Friends, Me Gustas Too, um, came out, and I remember when the teaser was released, I was in my dorm and I was like, oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna really like this song, and I, th- I will probably really get into this group. Um, and when it came out, I would listen to that song all the time. And there's a lot of K-pop songs where I remember very special memories in my life. So that can never be taken away from me. And this is why I don't mind having these albums. And I don't know if I'll ever really sell them, at least the ones that the groups that I really cherish a lot. Um, but as of right now, I don't plan on selling them. So, um, but it was a really big investment. And since I didn't necessarily work, um, a lot of it was leftover scholarship money that I had. So um, clearly, I could have, set limitations of what I could spend every month, but um, that's just a whole nother story. At the short and sweet, I spent a lot of money on K-pop, and I did not have um, a limit in a way. I just kept on buying, and established a really solid collection in my eyes. There's some holes here and there, but I'm very happy with my collection for the most part. So, because K-pop albums are so expensive and there's so multiple releases, multiple versions, this year I took it upon myself that I will just stop buying for um, the rest of the year, meaning up to my trips. So I wasn't purchasing anything, so I can save and use that money that I will be spending on K-pop albums on things from my trip. So that's exactly what I did. I did finish also my undergraduate, so I will be searching for a job soon, um, and will be applying for a master's. I have a lot of things going on, and that's just very personal. Um, but I'll I'll have a lot of things on my plate in terms of things I have to get done, and I have to prioritize that will basically be another factor why I won't be purchasing any albums soon. Anytime soon, unless, like I suddenly get a very well paying job, um, and all the other things that I have to do get sorted out. Um, so that's one thing for my collecting K-pop albums, as far as my collecting K-pop albums go. Another thing, and I think that a lot of people probably are noticing, in because I do rant a lot in some videos that I put out. I haven't been listening to K-pop as much as I was before. Um, I've kind of grown out of it. I feel like, I don't know. There are some songs I enjoy here and there, um, and but for the most part, when you ask me about, oh, do you know about this release, I would not know, unless everyone's talking about it and I decided to check it out. I might have listened to it, but I can't really say that I'm listening to it as much as I did before. Um, I would probably check out a song or two that is from an artist I'm familiar with. I'm not listening to anything from any new group. Um, there are exceptions, of course. If I bump into a video and I, decide to check it out, I would take a listen, but I'm definitely not gonna be buying the album. That's for sure. That's number one. Um, because I don't have the money for that. Like, so, and then a lot of groups that I've been into for a while that are more on the newer side. And in terms of newer side, meaning in my K-pop years. So, um, like Monster X 17, BTS, those groups. Those are newer groups. And I know they're not newer groups at all. They've been out for a while now. So I, but in my eyes, they're newer, which is weird. And I haven't been liking too much of their stuff. BTS, I did like their last single with Halsey. I really enjoy that song. That's probably my favorite BTS song. Um, I know it's not for a lot, but it is for me. So I did enjoy um, that track, and I'm glad that they're taking a break because I honestly, whenever I look at news of BTS, I feel like they're being overworked, and they definitely don't seem to be getting a break at all for the past, well, since they debuted, in my opinion. Um, but I wasn't necessarily a huge BTS fan. I just kind of follow their music. Um, I got into them with during their Dark and Wild and Boy in Love days. That's what made me interested in them when they first they were releasing that. Um, but I was more into Monster X and 17. But lately, I feel like even though they're being really successful, and I'm really happy for that, I haven't been enjoying their music as much, um, which is completely fine. Everyone has different tastes in music. But I don't know, I just haven't been connecting to the music as much as I did before. It either sounds like it's not, you know, my cup of tea, or it just sounds like it's a little bit too immature. Not not the Monster X necessarily, but other groups that are, newer groups that are coming out, or it just sounds the same as another group. Um, so that's just kind of my stance on K-pop right now. Like I like some of the songs here and there. I follow obviously the ones that I followed for years, um, but they don't promote as much. So there's that. And then hearing again all these news about the rape allegations, this prostitution, and all these other things, that just makes it even more interest. Well, makes it even less interesting for me, because I don't know. I just had like this whole view of what K-pop was, and when I first got into it, and then I got invested to a lot of these people that have been, on trial and all of that. And obviously, I'm very glad that at least it's known now. But it made me realize how blind we can be in terms of like our support. Um, but one thing for sure that I'm really glad that I I got here on especially on YouTube was the friends that I made that I know I don't necessarily um, or I haven't been as active as I usually as I usually am, especially like in the last couple of years. I was a little bit more active, but I've been really busy this year. I've been traveling. I've been, you know, I worked actually this year for a little for a short term. Um, so I haven't been as active within my K-pop friends here on YouTube, but here and there I like to watch their videos, see how they're doing. So for those who I've usually talked to in the past, just know that I'm still around. I'm more on Twitter. That's how I kind of keep up with like K-pop news and news about Korea in general. I will be wanting to go to Korea, hopefully very soon, maybe in like a year or two, depending on my life, because I got to go to Japan last year, and um, K-pop really helped me, view the world um, through another lens. And if it wasn't for K-pop, I would not have been as aware about certain customs when I went to Asia. I went to Asia this year and last year, so um, um, I think if it weren't for being so invested into K-pop and learning about Korean culture and all of that, I would have been pretty ignorant for the most part. Um, so I never regret investing my time, money um, into not just listening to K-pop, but learning about Korea. So I would really, really want to go to Korea soon. Um, and even if I don't listen to K-pop that much, I did fall in love with Korean culture. So that's definitely one thing that's on my bucket list. And we'll see whenever that happens. I will definitely upload on this channel my experience on that. Um, that's kind of what I've been up to for those who are curious. If you want to just see what I've been doing more on my life or what I've been listening to, or my thoughts on probably just random stuff, my Twitter with the same channel name is the thing I'm most active in, because at least on Twitter I can follow like K-pop accounts and then I can follow other things. But now I'm primarily just listening to more, Western artists, going back to, um, my roots in a way, because I used to just avoid listening to Western music for the most part. But, I've been, that's what I listen to more these days. Um, and, here and there I still listen to K-pop. Um, but I hope everyone's doing well. That's for sure. I always wish everyone's very healthy, and um, that for those who are in school that are doing well, for those who are working, that everything's stable. Um, and I'm really wishing that the rest of this year continues to be um, great. I even more on the personal side, I had a family member pass away for the first time, um, which it was someone that I viewed basically almost as immortal. And I know that nobody's immortal. Um, we all have to say our goodbyes, and I was gonna see them um, prior to me going and exploring around the world, and I didn't get the chance to um, see them for the last time, but it really changed my perspective as well on life, and that's one of the things that affected me a lot this year. And one thing I can say was that they lived a really happy life. So There were a great example on on how to live in a way. So, um, kind of, I guess on a ending note, um, I will see what I will upload on this channel. If it'll be like, like K-pop songs I've enjoyed, unboxing from from non K-pop artists for sure. Um, if I get like an album, like I think I've uploaded non K-pop stuff as well. So that's other artists that I listen to. Um, Basically anything that I guess that uh, and then maybe if I get an album or two, I'll probably unbox it. If you have any other questions, just comment down below. But that's kind of, I really wanted to upload this video for those who are kind of curious of what I've been up to. Bye, guys.